Could you share some of your thoughts on artificial intelligence potentially replacing financial services jobs? Yeah. So I think that most financial services jobs are sales oriented. They are. If you work on a trading floor, you work in sales. If you're the CEO of any financial services company, or any company for that matter, you're a salesperson. And if you're an investment banker, in order to make it to the top, you have to be a great salesperson. Because what happens is you have to make great relationships with CEOs in Fortune 500 companies and global companies in order to get their business. And so I don't think that artificial intelligence will ever outsource sales entirely, because sales is about relationship and not product knowledge. Technology is very good at product knowledge, but it's very binary, like that guy Data from Star Trek New Generations. So I think that the roles within financial services that eventually will get disintermediated or replaced by technology include the ones where it's a very manual process, like trading. Not all traders, but most trading positions. So what people call execution trading now. And basically computers can do that. You set the limit order, call option, strike price, whatever it is, and computers will do it for you. We all do it when we transact online anyway. So I think that a lot of technology jobs or technology products are going to take over the trading function, but sales will never be outsourced. In terms of picking stocks, there are some companies that do quite well by creating these big black box Linux server farms, so to speak. So for example, Renaissance Technologies, which is an amazing hedge fund. It's founded by this brilliant guy, Jim Simmons, and his son, who actually lives out here in Berkeley. They have an office here as well in California. And what they do is they make 30 or 40% every single year, almost every year. And they have a couple thousand computers or Linux servers running in a data center, and they pick stocks based on different inputs. For example, and they'd never tell us what their inputs are or how their algorithm works in that black box. But for example, let's say it's forecast to rain a lot, or it has rained a lot this month. Then restaurant stocks will probably not do as well because people don't go out as often, especially for lunch while they're working to eat if it's raining. And so these black box trading algorithms are really tough to master, and there's only a handful of companies that have done it correctly in the world. Goldman Sachs had this product called the Alpha Fund, which is similar to Renaissance, and they do something commensurate as well, and they do well as well. The only issue with these black box trading systems is, yes, they can pick stocks for you, but they cannot read a management team. If you're talking to the CEO in a public forum, and the CEO is usually really upbeat, and she or he is kind of negative when asked certain questions, then what happens is it might indicate that business is not going that well. And computers can't really understand that yet. One day they'll be able to, but not at this point. And so the bottom line is, I think that trading jobs will be outsourced to technology, and you'll see more artificial intelligence-based trading algorithms going forward as well. Now, there's two sectors that haven't really been disintermediated or disrupted by technology as much as others. One is financial services and the other one is healthcare, because they're both heavily regulated industries. Well, thank goodness we're starting to see now a lot of innovation in those sectors, especially the FinTech or financial technology sector. I used to be on the advisory board of a large angel investment firm here, Bootcamp, picking FinTech companies. The name of that company that picked those companies to invest in was Plug and Play Tech Center. And basically, a lot of big banks are now partnering with angel or bootcamp organizations like Plug and Play Tech Center in order to have them help them come up with new ideas or new startups to invest in from a tech perspective. And so Citigroup, for example, does that. They invest in Plug and Play Tech Center. That's publicly disclosed. And Citigroup actually has a very big venture capital division here in Palo Alto on University Street. And so a lot of these banks or financial services companies are pouring billions of dollars every single year into R&D, into coming up with new fintech ideas. And I'm sure a lot of that money is going to artificial intelligence-based algorithmic R&D as well. And so a lot of large banks like Wells Fargo and B of A spend about $10 billion, that's right, every year on technology. And they have their own what are called sandboxes internally in their companies where they'll beta test cool new products. And I think a large part of that in the future is going to be beta testing artificial intelligence-based algorithms. The last thing I'll say about that is there's a company that I invested in. I sold my stake recently called Palantir. It's still private. And Palantir is now the largest employer here in Palo Alto, bigger than Facebook. And what Palantir does is they solve the world's biggest problems using complex algorithms. And so one of their products is called, I think it's called Metropolis. I think so, yeah. And one of their products actually was used to help the Obama administration find Osama bin Laden. And that product is actually also used to help financial services companies uncover vulnerabilities in their systems using artificial intelligence. Big governments use Palantir software as well for human trafficking and solving the war on drugs globally, that sort of thing. And so if you're interested in learning more about artificial intelligence, I think the poster child best company on the planet right now in that area is a company called Palantir. And if you have additional questions about that, please let me know, and thanks as always.